Hey guys, Kevin, Muddy River Tactical. Thank you for joining me. Over the last year or so, 5.7 pistols have really taken off, and everybody that comes into our shop, they're talking about one of the 5.7 pistols, whether it be the Palmetto, the Ruger, the FN. They're always asking questions and they're curious about them, and they're gaining popularity by the day. So we've been super excited to get our hands on this Smith & Wesson 5.7 to see how it competes with the market. So we're going to take this gun out and go over it and shoot it and see how it really stands up to the rest of the competition. The Smith & Wesson 5.7 comes with two 22-round magazines, so it's got a super high capacity, which is nice. The mag loader that comes with it is definitely a must. After you get 5 or 6 rounds in here, it gets hard to load, so definitely use the mag loader on it. The grip and width of the gun is 1.1 inches, so it's really narrow, which is kind of nice if you're ever going to carry it. It is an internal hammer fired pistol. It's not striker fired. There's an internal hammer in it. It's got a 5-inch threaded barrel, and the barrel is actually a tempo rotating barrel, which is kind of cool. I've never seen one of those in one of these pistols before, so it seems to work pretty well. The weight on this gun is 27 ounces, so it's about the right weight in my opinion for this gun, and it keeps recoil next to nothing. On the controls, they've made the slide release ambidextrous, and the mag release you can swap right or left for a right or left-handed shooter. The controls on this gun, the mag release is fine. The slide release, in my opinion, is just way too far forward. You can see how I grip this gun. I can't even hit it with my thumb, which kind of defeats the purpose of it for me. I don't know, I just feel like they've got them too far forward and not quite big enough, but maybe it's just me, maybe I got small hands. But just as check, I've handed this gun to 5 or 6 guys in the shop, and every single one of them have had that issue, so I don't think it's just me. But if you have larger hands, that may not affect you at all. These guns do come optic ready, so you can put your choice of optic on it, which makes these guns even more accurate than they already are. The trigger is a flat-faced trigger and has a trigger safety on it. The trigger on this gun, I'm generally not a fan of Smith & Wesson triggers. This trigger is actually fairly good. It's got the wall and then a pretty clean and crisp break, and then the reset's super quick. So overall, the trigger I was pleasantly surprised with. Like I said, on most of the Smith & Wessons, I'm not really a fan of their triggers too much, but this one I think they've improved greatly. They make this gun with thumb safety and non-thumb safety models. I'm not a fan of thumb safeties, or safeties in general really, so I opted for the no safety model. It comes with a full Picatinny rail on the fronts, or lights or lasers or anything like that you may choose. They got some slide cuts on the top right here, which reduce the weight and make it just cycle better. The slide serrations on it are fairly aggressive. However, I do wish on the front ones, which is what most people are going to use more, my natural tendency is to grab it more up here, and you can see the slide serrations are more back towards your finger. So I wish they would have just extended those a little more, and it'd give you a lot more flexibility on how you can manipulate the gun right there. But again, that's a small complaint, just bring it to your guys' attention as well. So the main problem I have with this gun is the ergonomics, and it may go back to the smaller hands thing and not being able to hit the slide releases and stuff like that, but this grip feels like I'm holding a 2x4. The ergonomics to me just do not feel good at all. The texturing's okay, but the ergonomics are just literally, it's like you're holding a 2x4 block in your hand. There's no contour, there's no nothing. It's just, I don't know, it's not my favorite for sure. I wish they would have done something on the ergonomics, because in my opinion every other 5.7 on the market has better ergonomics than what this gun has. As far as reliability, we did have one stumble, and it was in the first mag, so I'm not going to hold it against the gun, but it had one failure to eject in that first mag, and then after that we shot another 200 or 220 rounds through it with no issues. So I'm just going to write that off as breaking in or something. It wasn't a continuing problem, and it was the first mag, so I can't really hold that too much against it. We'll keep shooting it and see in the future how that holds up and make sure it doesn't, but I don't expect any issues out of it. As far as accuracy, this thing was amazingly accurate. We shot out to 100 yards with it and it wasn't a problem at all. So they did a very good job on that. The trigger plays into that, and I think the barrel plays into it, but overall it is weighted very good. So other than the ergonomics not feeling good, it does balance in your hand. So it makes it fairly easy to shoot. The sights on it are 3-dot white sights like you see on Smith & Wesson's, pretty much all their Smith & Wesson guns. Like all the Smith & Wessons I do, I'm not a fan of those sights. If I was going to keep this gun, I'd definitely change them to something else. They work, but you definitely, in my opinion, don't get the optimal performance out of this gun with the stock sights that they have on it. This gun shoots very, very smooth, and I was pleasantly surprised. You know, most 5.7s don't have a lot of recoil anyways, but this just shoots super smooth, and I'm assuming that it's the barrel and that rotating barrel and the slide all together. It functions really well and is smooth to shoot. So in my opinion, this is a win-lose. So as far as ergonomics on this gun, I think it's the worst ergonomics of any of the 5.7s out there, in my personal opinion. And like I said, if you have bigger hands or something, you may differ with me there. But in my opinion, the ergonomics are the worst. However, I do believe, and this is saying a lot because I think the PSA Rock and the Ruger 5.7 both shoot amazing, but I think this one shoots better and smoother than any of those two options. So they did really good on that. If they could change the ergonomics on this gun, it would definitely be my favorite 5.7. But as of right now, it's just I can't get over the feel of that grip. It's gripping a 2x4, no contours, and it just feels not right in my hand. So I don't know what I can do about that. Nothing really, because they don't have different back straps or anything. And I tried to keep shooting it and thinking it would get better and I'd get used to it, and I just never fully got used to it. But that's the only downfall of this gun that I can say, and that's the beauty of not being linked to any of these distributors. We buy all these guns with our own money, so we can give you the honest opinion on them. I don't have to sugarcoat anything. Overall, Smith & Wesson did an amazing job on this gun, minus the ergonomics. If they could fix that, they would definitely be at the top of the 5.7 market. If you have any questions on this gun or any comments, please leave them below. And also, if you haven't liked and subscribed to our channel, we'd greatly appreciate you joining us and subscribing. It helps us get these videos out and reach more people. So if you'd do that, we'd appreciate it. Leave the comments section below, and we're always here to help. Until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.